Right. So these are the solutions, a guide to paper 2 for the 2020 May June paper. This is I think this is the first specimen paper. Right. Okay, let's take a look at question 1. A rectangle A measures 3 by 8 cm. 5 rectangles congruent to A are joined to make a shape. So I have 5 congruent triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I want to find the perimeter. Okay, to find perimeter, the simplest way and the most common way is just to add up all sides. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to label the sides that I know. So this is 8, 3, 8, 3, 8, 3, 3, 8, 8, 3, 3, 8. Okay, now the tricky part is to figure out these sides here because I don't have the dimensions. Okay, a common mistake, right? Conceptually, what students will do is they're going to take 8, okay, and then they're going to minus 3 here because this is 3, right? So they're going to 8 minus 3 and they're going to divide 2 to find each of these sides here. Okay, that's a common mistake because we cannot assume that these two lengths are actually equal. Okay, you will still get the right answer, but it's a conceptual mistake. You cannot assume that these two lengths here and here are the same. Okay, so if you sort of write this in your working, you will still get the right answer. And just based on the mark scheme, we will just give you your marks. Okay, but the correct way, the conceptually correct way to do this, right, is we don't divide by 2. We just find the sum. That means this side plus this side will always be 5, right? It's the difference between 8 and 3. Okay, so these blue sides each will add up to 5. So I'm just going to label this in. Okay, so here plus here is 5. 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 Okay, so my working should constitute like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 8. So 6 times 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 trees. So plus 6 times 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 5. So plus 4 times 5. Okay, this is 6 plus 48, 18 plus 20. You can use your calculator for this because I think this is the older syllabus. But general advice for you taking the new syllabus is to not use the calculator when you can. So this is one question that you don't need to use your calculator. Okay, so this is 86 cm. Okay, let's move on. Find the highest odd number that is a factor of 60 and a factor of 90. Okay, we're looking for common factors here. Common factors. There are many ways to do this. But I think the fastest way to do this is just to literally list out the factors of 60 and 90. Okay, so we can just ignore the lowest one. We start from the highest. So I'm going to think 30 is the highest. Okay, but 30 is not even. Okay, the next highest common factor will be 15. Okay, and that is the highest odd number. That is a factor of 50 and 90. Right? At this point, I think you all should have some intuition as to like the divisibility and factors of numbers, really. Okay, let's move on. Anyways, 1 mark. So yeah, if desperate measures, just skip. Question 3. Mr. Solomon gives a class 2 math test. The scatter diagram shows the information on marks each student scored. Okay, how do we understand this? So each dot represents a score of a student. So let's say this student here, this poor fellow here. If you read off this is what is this? 7 marks. So the student scored 7 marks for the first test and 25 marks for the second test. So the coordinates will reflect the respective marks of the test. Okay, so that's how you understand. Okay. Part A, write down the highest mark scored on test 1. Highest mark scored on test 1, we read on the horizontal axis. So the highest mark is this one here, which is 66. Okay, write down the type of correlation in this scatter diagram. I think at this level, you only need to know 2 kinds. There's positive and negative correlation. Okay, think of correlation as the gradient. It's not really the case, but the shortcut is to think of it as the gradient. So if your line is going upwards, you have a positive gradient, so your correlation is positive. Okay, draw a best fit line on the scatter diagram. Okay, this one really you just need to eyeball it. Okay, and there's more than one right answer, but basically your line should look something like this. Don't draw too thick. Sorry, let me draw thin. Like that can really. Okay. Hamish got 40 on test 1. He was absent for test 2. Use your best fit to find an estimate for his mark on test 2. Okay, so he scored 40 on test 1. Test 1 is here, so I draw this up here. Okay, and I read it off here. This is around 40, I don't know, 47? Yeah. Okay, so the mark scheme accepts a range of answer. The mark scheme accepts 46 to 50. So if you write anything between this, they would give you your mark. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, question 4 is on probability. Bag A contains 4 color balls, red, blue, yellow, and green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 kinds. A ball is taken at the back at random. Table shows information about the probabilities. Complete the table. Okay, all mutually exclusive events, the probabilities need to add up to 1. Okay, so to find the yellow, the probability of yellow, take 1 whole minus 0 0.5, 0 0.15 minus 0 0.2 minus 0 0.43. It is 0 0.22. Okay, just put this in. Okay, next, Abdul takes a ball at random and replaces it in the bag. So we're replacing. He does this for 200 times. How many times he expects to take a red ball? So we're doing expectation here. So the probability of him getting a red ball, so probability of red ball is 0 0.2. Okay, and he does it for 200 times. So the expectation that you get a red ball, sorry, it's just 200 times 0 0.2. That will give us 40. Okay, the nth term, oops, sorry. It's a different question really. Let's move on. Okay, the nth term of the sequence 60 minus 8, and find the largest number in this sequence. Largest number in the sequence. Oh, okay. So this is a decreasing arithmetic progression, right? The first term will be T1 will be 62. Sorry, not 62, 52. Okay, T2 will be 60 minus 8 times 2. That will give us what's up? 44. So as you can see, as you move on along the sequence, the term decreases. So the largest number in this sequence is actually your first term, which is 52. Okay, here are first 5 terms of a different sequence, the expression of the nth term of the sequence. Okay, first we have to study what kind of sequence this is, right? I think really quickly, you all can spot this. This plus 7, plus 7, plus 7, plus 7. So this is an arithmetic series, arithmetic sequence. Okay. Okay, in arithmetic progression, the nth term has a formula. It's Tn equals T1 plus n minus 1d, where d is your common difference. Okay, so this one I can just plug in the formula. The nth term is the first term. Yeah, I just write it back, the formula down first. So T1 is 12. Okay, n minus 1, the common difference is 7. You're adding 7, 7, 7, so times 7. Okay, then we just simplify this expression. This is 12 plus 7n minus 7, 7n plus 5. Okay, so if you don't recall what the general rule or the general term for the arithmetic progression is, it's time to revise. Okay, let's move on. Question 6, diagram shows a trapezium. This is 3 marks, people, 3 marks. So trapezium has 2 parallel lines. Let me highlight this. Okay, if you pay attention in your geometry class, you will definitely know this, especially if you're with me. Okay, you have this shape. These 2 angles are interior angle, so they add up to 180 degrees. And they give you 3 marks for this, like 3 marks. So you form an equation, 97 minus 3x plus 69 plus 5x equals 180 degrees. Why? Because these are interior angles. Right. Okay, if you write this, you get 1 mark. Just based on the mark scheme. If you write this, you get 1 mark. Okay, then you simplify. This is 2x. Just be careful when you simplify here. There's a lot of students who make a lot of careless mistakes. Plus 166 equals 180. Okay, if you read this line, they give you another mark, method 2. Okay, and then you solve 2x equals 14, x equals 7. You get the answer, you get 3 marks. Okay, 3 marks. Let's move on. Question 7. Use this information to write 438,048 as product of its prime factors. Now, they've already prime factorized 2 numbers for you. And they tell you that the number that you want to prime factorize is a product of these 2 numbers. Okay, just write out the working. Okay, this one is 234 times 1872. Now, given in the question 234, I can write it as 2 times 3 squared times 13. Okay, and then 1872, I can write it as 2 power 4 times 3 squared times 13. Then this one is just you use your law of indices, just combine the same base. So 2 and 2 to the power 4, I can write as 2 to the power 5. 3 squared and 3 squared, I write as 3 to the power 4. 13 times 13 is 13 squared. So that's your answer. Okay, 1 mark question, you can just really just write your answer. I write out the working is just for you all to follow. Okay, let's move on. Without using a calculator, work this out. 3 marks again. Look, this is 4 marks. Oh my gosh. Okay, so a few rules to remember when you're doing fractions like this. 1, make everything improper. For everyone's life to be simple, make everything into proper. Okay, for those of us who can actually handle mixed numbers, go ahead. Okay, but I think at this point, we want things to be simple and systematic. So make everything into proper. Okay, when you're adding and subtracting, so when add and minus, denominator same. Okay, third thing, always remember, simplify, simplify, simplify. You will lose a lot of stupid marks just because you don't simplify. Okay, so these are the 3 rules. Let's just go. Okay. Improper fraction, change it into, mixed number, change it into proper. 2 and 1/3, 2 and 1/3, if you need a quick recap, we take 2 times 3 plus 1. Okay, so the whole number, multiply the denominator, add with the numerator. Okay, so this is 7/3 minus 7/8, bracket, times 6/25. Step 1 done. Everything is improper already. Okay, step number 2, when add and minusing, make everything into the same denominator using equivalent fractions. Let's do that. 3 and 8, I can change them both into 24. So this one times 3, this one times 8. Okay, so on top is 56/24 minus 21/24, bracket, 6/25. Okay, simplify. This is 35/24. Okay, let me double check. Okay, times 6/25. Okay, when you're doing multiplication, look across diagonally first. See if you can simplify. Okay, 35 and 25, they are both divisible by 5. So 35 divided by 5 gives you 7. 25 divided by 5 gives you 5. Okay, then I look across the other diagonal. 24 and 6 are both divisible by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Okay, so this one is 7/4 times 1/5. Once everything is simplified already, you multiply across numerator, over multiply across the denominator. Okay, so this one is 7/20. 4 marks, just like that. Okay, and also remember to write out your working. This is how they allocate their marks. This one give you 1 mark. Sorry, this one give you 2 marks already. Sorry, no, this one 1 mark. This one 1 mark. This one 2 marks. If you skip this line, right, this one you get 2 marks. Okay, then your correct multiplication, you get 1 mark. Final answer, you get 1 mark. Okay, let's move on. Question 9, factorize. Okay, C, factorization, very easy only, but they give you a lot of marks. It's a very high return of investment. Okay, but a lot of students would not get full marks for B. Okay, let me quickly recap the 3 methods of factorization. If you're with me, if you're my student, you will know this. Okay, the first method is extracting common factors. Extracting common factors. Okay, the second method is using your frame. Okay, this is for quadratic expressions. Okay, and the third one is use your identities. Identities just basically means formula. Okay, the one formula that everyone needs to know is this. A square minus B square factorizes into A plus B times A minus B. Okay, optionally, you have this. A plus minus B squared is A squared plus minus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, this one I say is optionally because why? You can actually factorize this using the frame. Okay, so the one that you really need to know urgently is this one. Okay, let's move on. Okay, 21A squared plus 28AB. Notice I can extract common factors. 21 and 28, a common factor is 7. There's an A square here, there's an A here, I can extract A. So I'll be left with 3A in the first term and 4B in the second term. And that's it, 2 marks. Okay, so here you either get 2 marks or 0 actually, essentially. Some students, they only extract 7 out, let's say 3A squared plus 4AB. Okay, they get 1 mark, sympathy mark. Okay, next, part B. Same thing, I can extract common factors. Look, 20 and 45, I can take out 5. So this is 4x squared minus 9y squared. Okay, here is where most students will throw marks. This is actually your identity here. Okay, so I write it in red, but I think at this point, you should be able to visualize this in your head. 4x squared minus 9x squared, I can write as 2x whole thing squared minus 3y whole thing squared. Okay, that means, look at this, this is a squared minus b squared. So I can write this as 5 times 2x plus 3y, 2x minus 3y. Okay, a common mistake. Common mistake, students will write this. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, but you still get 1 mark for sympathy as well. Okay, let's move on. Okay, 3 marks again. Circle theorems. Find the value of x and y. Okay, look at x. We have this arrowhead shape. Okay, so x is half of 110, 55. Oops. This one, don't even need working because it's only 1 mark, right? So just write 55. Okay, then find y. Y is the same as 24. Why? Because they are angles in the same segment. Well done. Let's move on. Okay, question 11, speed time graph. Diagram shows a speed time graph for 90 seconds of the journey. I don't know what this is. Car, maybe whatever. Calculate the total distance traveled in the 90 seconds. Okay, the distance you can get by calculating the area. Calculate area under the speed time graph. Okay, so basically this is a geometry question. I'm asking you to find the area under this graph here. Okay, so I can split this into 2 portions, a trapezium and a rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to label this A, label this B. Okay, so the area of A, trapezium, right? Remember the formula is half A plus B times the height. Okay, A is here, B is here. Okay, A is 6, B is 12, and this 6, this 12, and the height here is 30. Okay, I'm just going to evaluate this, 270. Okay, then for the rectangle B, the length is 12 and the breadth is 60. Okay, then the total distance, you just add them up. 270 plus 720. And this is 990 meters. Just like that, 3 marks again, 3 marks. Okay, did I skip a question? There's a question 10. Oh, don't have, done already. Question 12, box and whisker, cumulative. Okay, Gamma records time in seconds for group children and a group of adults complete the puzzle. Box and whisker, blah, blah, blah. Okay, find the interquarter range of the times taken for children to complete the puzzle. Okay, this is how you interpret a box and whisker box. This is your minimum. This is your maximum. Okay, this line inside the box is your median. Okay, then this portion here is your first quartile or your lower quartile. So lower quartile, lower Q. This line here is your upper quartile, upper Q. Okay, so the interquartile range is just lower quartile minus upper quartile or upper quartile minus lower quartile. It's just the difference between your quartile. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just read it off. Okay, the lower quartile is 48. Okay, the upper quartile is 70. Okay, so 70 minus 48 is 22. Okay, on the grid, draw the box and whisker plots for the adults. Okay, I'm going to erase all this. Okay, so they have given you all the essential information. You just need to plot in. I'm going to plot in the maximum minimum first. So maximum is 28. So 28 is here. Okay, use a ruler. Okay, I'm just going to expand this in. Use a ruler to draw this out. Okay, I'm not using a ruler, of course. I can. Here, 28. Maximum 75, so it will be middle here. Okay, lower quartile is 42. 42 is here. Median is 58, which is here. Upper quartile is 70, which is here. Okay, I draw in my syringe. Okay, just like that. Done. 2 marks, 3. Okay, let's move on. Similar shapes. Okay, so I'm not sure if you're notice this, but every time I just see the question, I roughly know what question they're asking really, right? That's because if you have done a lot of past year papers and you pick up the patterns, you know when certain things pop up, you know what to do really. Okay, C lies in diameter, circle lies, C lies on a circle with diameter AD. Okay, so AD is your diameter. B, blah, 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 blah. Okay, work out the radius of the circle. Okay, tricky. Radius of the circle is here or here. Okay, so immediately I see this shape, I know similar shapes. And if you have done similar shapes with me, similar triangles, you know that when the two triangles stack up like this, you roughly no need to use similar shapes already. All right. Okay, so the question is, how do we use similar shapes? Geometry questions. If you've been with me, when you're stuck, when the questions get really complicated, ask yourself, what would be nice to have? Okay, some of you smart asses will tell me, the answer lah, duh, no shit. Okay, to find the radius, it would be nice to have the diameter. I can just divide by 2 and I'm done already. Okay, so my quest now is not to find the radius, it's to find the length of AD. And I'm going to use similar shapes for that. Okay, so I'm going to observe that triangle ABE is similar to triangle ACD. Okay, and the thing with similar shapes is all sides share the same scale factor. Okay, so I'm going to pick out the sides first. So AE matches to AD. Okay, and BE matches to CD. Okay, now I already have the scale factor. The scale factor is 13.5 to 18. Now I just need AE. Okay, how the hell do I find AE? Right, now, I know that angle ACD is 90 degrees. Why? Because this is an angle in a semicircle. Okay, so just right here, angle ACD is 90 degrees. What's this angle in semicircle? Semicircle. Okay, and angle ABE is also 90, cos of corresponding angle. ABE is the same as angle ACD, equals 90 degrees, because this is corresponding angles. Right, 2 lines are parallel, both are 90 degrees. Then I can use Pythagoras theorem to figure out AE. Okay, so AE is 21 square plus 13.5 square root. Okay, this one I need my calculator. 24.96. Okay, I like to keep one more SF. Okay, then I have enough information to use my similar shapes already. Okay, going back to this, I know that AE to AD is 13.5 to 18. Okay, just a quick recap. AE here, I'll just erase everything. AE to AD is the same as BE to CD. Okay, then I know AE is 24.96, so I just sub this in. Okay, simple algebra, cross multiply and figure out the answer. So AD is 34.96 times 18 divide 3, 13.5. Mm, 33.3. Leave it for SF first. Okay, therefore the radius is just half of AD. Uh, 16.623 SF. Okay, so this question is difficult because it requires you to connect very like a lot of concepts and topics into this one question. Okay, you need Pythagoras, you need circle theorem, you need similar shapes. Let's move on. Okay, functions. Okay, you have two functions and their composite function. So fx, gx, fgx. Find the value of t. Okay, let's find fgx first. Fgx is just I take the entire gx and substitute it as my new x. So 4 times 5x minus 4 equals 20x minus 16. P is negative 16. Because this is my P. Hey, wait, sorry. Careless. Sorry. So this in plus 3. So this is 20x minus 16 plus 3. So it's 20x minus 13. Okay, so P is negative 13. Okay, find H inverse. To find inverse, it's there are a few steps. So step 1, we let, sorry, just write it down as I do. Okay, step 1, I'm gonna let y equals hx. 5x minus 1. Okay, step 2, I'm gonna make x the subject. Okay, so cross multiply, 3y equals 5x minus 1. 5x equals 3y plus 1. X equals 3y plus 1 over 5. Okay, lastly, I just change my this y into x. So h inverse x is 3x plus 1 over 5. That's it. This one is 3 marks. Easy. Oh, this year's function is very easy. Okay, let's move on. Circle theorems again. Okay, so this one needs working. So blah, blah, blah. P or Q points to the circle. AB is tangent to the circle at Q. QR bisects angle PQB. Always read the question. A lot of times you start doing the question without reading and then you stuck there for 10 minutes only to realize you just didn't read the question. Okay, QR bisects PQB. So this one also angle X. Okay, X is less than 60. Okay, show that triangle PQR is isosceles. Okay, I'm just gonna label this in. Okay, I want to show that these two are the same. Oh, it's actually very easy only. This requires you to know the alternate segment theorem. Okay, so the alternate segment theorem is this. So let's say this angle here, it faces this this arc, and I have a tangent line here, and this angle is in this region where the arc is. So this is also x degrees. Okay. The alternate segment theorem is actually not in your syllabus anymore. So don't worry if you don't know this question. Okay. So the solution is just basically this angle QPR. This angle RQB. Now, because this is a show question, you need to write a bit more steps. Alternate segment theorem. Okay. And because angle PQR equals angle RQB, so X, this is given as QR bisects angle PQB. Okay, and because the angle QPR equals angle RQP, you can deduce that triangle PQR is isosceles. Okay, we're almost done. Let's go. Inverse proportion, direct proportion, 3 marks again. Okay, those of you who went through this chapter and forget, please go and revise, or else I'll kill you. Okay, m is inversely proportional to the square of p minus 1. Okay, just a quick recap. Inverse proportion. Okay, if two things are inversely proportional, we can say that k equals xy. Okay, if it's direct proportion, then we say y equals kx. Okay, so if m is inversely proportional to the square of p minus 1, I can say that p minus 1 square, because it's square of times n equals k. Okay, then they give us initial conditions. When p equals 4, m equals 5. So when p equals 4, m equals 5, we can figure out k. K equals 4 minus 1 square times 5. This is 3 squared. 9 times 5 is 45. Okay, so we know that p minus 1 squared times m equals 45. Find the value of m when p equals 6. So when p equals 6, substitute this in. 35m equals 45. So m equals 45 over 25. 9 over 5. Got team. That's it. Easy. Okay, let's move on. Vectors. I see from the corner of my eye, vectors. Oh, 3 marks. Vector m is 5, 7, find 3m. So just times 3, 15, 21. Easy. Okay, VW is 10, 24. Find the magnitude. Okay, magnitude, we just apply the Pythagoras theorem on this. So the magnitude of VW is 10 square plus 24 square root. This one just use calculator. How many marks they give for this? Oh, siao, 2 marks. 3. 26. Just like that, 3 marks. Please. Okay, let's move on. Part B. OABC is a parallelogram. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, E is the point on AB such that AE to AB is 3:1. So this 3 units, this 1 unit. Find OE. I want to find this one here. Okay. So I know AE. So wait. One step back. I can find OE by doing OA plus AE. So just quick recap again with your vectors. You can actually find your resultant vector. Starting point must be the same. So you start from O, you end at E, Your transit point must be the same. Okay, and the analogy I use is always like you taking connecting flights. Okay, you want to go to Orlando to Estonia, for example. You need to pass through Argentina, whatever it is. Okay, so I have OA already. OA is just vector P. Okay, OA is just P. AE is actually 1/4 of AB. Okay, because this is 3/4 of AB. So this 3 to 4, right? So AE is 3/4 of AB. And AB is parallel to OC, so they have the same vector. Sorry, it's the parallel and the same length. That's why they have the same vector. So this is 3/4 Q. That's it. How much is this worth? 2 marks. Okay, roughly worth 2 marks. Upper bound. Okay. W is corrected to the nearest whole number. Okay. The trick to identifying the bounds, right, is to use the you can think of it as interquartile range, honestly. Okay. So W is connected to the nearest whole number. So W is 12, right? Okay. So you go up by one whole number and go down by one whole number. So it's 13 and 11. So to find the bounds, you take the midpoint of your these ends. So this one's 11.5, 12.5. So this is the lower bound of W. This is the upper bound for W. Okay, so same exercise again with H. So H equals 4 and it's corrected to the nearest whole number again. So nearest whole number we go up is 5. Nearest whole number we go down is 3. Then to take the bounds, we take the midpoint. So 3.5, 4.5. Okay, so this again is your lower bound. This is your upper bound. Okay, work out the upper bound value of P. Now you're adding two things up. Okay, so if you're adding two things up, the upper bound of a sum is just the upper bound of each of its components. So you want to take this plus this. Okay, so the upper bound of P is 2 times the upper bound of W plus the upper bound of H. Now, if you're doing times and divide, it's a different reasoning. Okay, but this one is this 34. Okay, easy, 2 marks. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this one three go question already. Because I haven't seen a three go question. This looks like a three go question. Yep, it is a three go question. Okay, diagram shows cuboid, length 20 with 5. Volume of the cuboid is this. Find the angle between line AG. Okay, where's AG? Let me draw AG first. Wow, one end to the other. Coast to coast. Okay, and the base of the cuboid ABCD. Okay, this one a bit tricky. I just draw another line here first. Okay, I am actually finding this angle here. It's the line, it's the angle that the line makes with the base. Okay, and this is 90 degrees. Okay, hope you all can visualize it. Okay, the reason they give us the volume of the cuboid is so that we can find the height of the cuboid. Okay, so the height of the cuboid is 495 divided by the length and the breadth. Okay, it's 4.5. Okay, now observe that there's a triangle here. Okay, and to find theta, I can use trigo to figure out this theta here. I already have one side here, this 4 cm. So I need another side, AC. And AC, I can use Pythagoras theorem. AC is 20 square plus 5.5 square. Okay, where's the triangle? The triangle is here. It's flat on the ground. And this is 90 degrees. Okay, Pythagoras 20 square plus 5.5 square. Square rooted. Okay, I keep it to 4SF. So 20.74. Okay, then observe the yellow color triangle. I have the opposite side. I have the adjacent side. I use tangent. So tangent, angle GAC. Or you can use theta because I labeled theta already. Okay, tangent theta is opposite 4 over adjacent. This. So use inverse. 4. Tangent inverse 4 out of 20.74. Minus in radians. 10.9 degrees. 1 dp. Yeah. Hey, sorry, this is 4.5. Mistake. Sorry. Okay, again. 12.2. Yeah, 12.2. Okay, let's move on. Oh no. More algebra. Okay, the curve is drawn on a grid. The line is drawn on the same grid. A line is drawn on the same grid. The points of intersection of a line and curve are used to solve the equation. This. Oh my gosh, this is not easy. That's why I only give you 1 mark. Okay, so explain a bit. A lot of explanation for 1 mark. So I have a curve. This is y equals x squared minus 2x plus 1. And I have a line that intersects the curve. Okay, and 2 points intersect. So throw back to simultaneous equation, the graphical interpretation is that the solution to find the point of intersection is the solution to the two simultaneous equation. So the idea is you have y equals mx plus c here. Okay, to find the point of intersection, right, you substitute this into this. Right? So if you work backwards a bit, if this is the equation you get in the end, right, this can be written as, let me just rewrite everything. This equation, I can split up into this curve and this equation here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just this. Okay, I will force the curve, the equation of the curve out. Then I'll balance out, just like chemistry, minus 5x plus 4 equals 0. So this is the curve, equation of the curve that I already have. Okay, then I move this to the other side, move the red color portion to the side, x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 5x minus 4. So this is the line that I need to add. So my straight line curve is 5x minus 4. Okay, this one is only 1 mark. Because either you know or you don't know, it's a concept question. Okay, question 21, whoever don't get these 3 marks, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Okay, 3 marks. 3 marks. Okay, expand 1, 2, 3, 4. Just remember to look up for your signs. My God. Okay, a lot of you are going to make mistakes with your signs. X squared minus 5x plus 3x minus 15. Anything you don't touch, write it back down. Okay, so I didn't touch the 3x minus 1. Just copy. Okay, I simplify the first part of the bracket first. Okay, expand again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 3x cubed minus x squared minus 6x squared plus 2x minus 45x plus 15. Finally, just simplify 3x cubed minus 7x squared minus 43x plus 15. Our team, that's it. Free 3 marks. You don't get it, shame on you. Okay, last question, 22. Find the area of a regular hexagon with side length 7.4 cm, 3 marks. Okay, this is like, every year we have this kind of questions called discriminating questions. Meaning you just literally stop students from getting full marks. I believe this is one of them. Took me a while to actually figure out the most efficient solution. Okay, first we're going to draw it out, the regular hexagon. Okay, regular just means all the sides are the same and all the interior angles will be the same. Okay, and each of the sides is 7.4. Okay, the trick is to cut this into 6 congruent triangles. Like that. Okay, now, this is a property of a hexagon, and I'm going to explain a bit. If you cut up the hexagon into these 6 congruent triangles, each of these triangles will be equilateral. Okay, why do I know this? Because this entire angle here is 360, right? So we divide 360 by 6, this is 60 degrees. Okay, and then we know each interior angle of a hexagon is 120 degrees. Okay, we can apply the formula. 6 minus 2 times 180 divided by 6, we get 120 here. Okay, so this whole angle, let me change color. So this whole angle is 120 degrees. And that line that I just draw will bisect the angle. So that means this will be 60 degrees. Okay, 60, 60, 60. This is an equilateral triangle. That means everything here is 7.4. Okay, let me just draw it nicely. So each of the triangles here are equilateral triangles. Okay, if I just redraw it here, 7.4, all the same sides. Now to find the area of the hexagon, I can just find the area of one of these triangles and times 6. And I can just use the sine rule. Okay, so this is the area of one triangle is half times 7.4 times 7.4 sine 60. Okay, this one I just punch into my calculator, 0.5 7.4 squared times sine 60. That will give me 23.71. Okay, then I times 6 to this. And I get 142 cm squared. This is 3SF. Okay, so this is a really good question that requires you to think a little bit out of the box.